Kind of this really hard-nosed, difficult battle. And these guys came in here, they played with the physicality they needed to, and obviously turnovers were a big deal.
How about this, Tom? The last 30 pounds.
That was a great win in Lambeau Field as the Lions beat the Green Bay Packers 24-14. And to celebrate, I'm eating some Cheez-Its. Because nothing says beating Green Bay like eating some Cheez-Its. Anyways, I was looking for a block of cheese. Couldn't really find anything. This was the best thing I could find. So, go Lions. As for the game, kind of a sloppy game. Can't really help it. It was raining cats and dogs all game long. First quarter, it was all about ball control. Packers got the ball first. They took up half the first quarter with their opening possession, and they kicked the field goal. The Lions owned the second half of the first quarter, ball control, and they ended up scoring a touchdown. So it was 7-3. Then it went back and forth in the second quarter. There was a controversial play. Green Bay throws the ball over the middle, and Brian Branch hits, I can't even remember the receiver's name, but he hits him helmet to helmet, and it's a penalty. Now, I agree with the penalty. That is unnecessary roughness. But the next play is about to run, and then they stop the play, and apparently New York City called and said Brian Branch needs to be ejected. Now, I know there's targeting rules, and I know that's a thing, but the delay and the call from New York to get someone ejected is kind of weird to me. I don't know. It doesn't sit right. So, and the fact is, it's like it wasn't malicious. It's like it was like a bang bang play. Like if you, yeah, when you see it in slow motion, it looks bad. But if you play it in full speed, there's no way anyone can like react fast enough to change their trajectory. But I don't know. I disagree with the ejection, but I agree with the penalty. But you know, Packers aren't going to get those calls, especially in Lambeau. But the Lions rose above it. The Packers, in fact, one thing you can't do when you're Brian Branch is flip off the crowd in anger, because then you're costing your team, because he got flagged for another penalty after that. So all in one play, there was a 30-yard penalty, like two 15-yard penalties, so 30 yards in one play. Brian Branch is a great safety. Don't get me wrong. He does a lot, but that was not his best moment. But that said, he also got screwed. So I kind of understand his anger. It just you can't give in to that. Moving on. The Packers were held to a field goal attempt, but they missed. And then the Lions drove down the field, and they made the field goal. It was 10-3, right around a 2-minute warning. So the Packers are thinking, okay, we're going to try to drive down and at least get a little bit of points. And we know because the Lions are going to get the second half kickoff. And Jordan Love throws one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. I think he was trying to set up a screen pass, but it went right to Kirby Joseph, and Kirby Joseph takes it for a touchdown. And that pretty much set the whole game. It was 17-3. Lions get the second half kickoff. They drive down the field. Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown, 24-3, and that's kind of how the game went. Packers, try to come back, but you can't. With the weather conditions as they were never going to really have a legit chance to come back. Even though they did drive the ball down the field, they were making some bad decisions, drop passes, key penalties, just. They would make score a touchdown, but it was too little too late, and the final is 24-14. As far as the Lions are concerned, they've still got a lot of things to clean up, but I mean, I can't complain when you beat a 6-2 team in their home stadium in the rain without Aiden Hutchinson, without Jamison Williams, and then without one of your best safeties in the first half. They overcame adversity, and they just, they came out with a key win, and now they're 7-1. Packers are 6-3, and the Lions currently own the tiebreakers over the Packers and Vikings. And the Bears fell apart. They got blown out by the Cardinals, so they're kind of down there. So I think the Lions are sitting pretty. Their next 4 games, I believe, they're at Houston, who's without Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs. They're home against the Jaguars, who are a terrible team. And then they're on the road against the Colts, who are also a terrible team. And then Chicago's falling apart. I mean, their road is really set up easily for them to make a good run. Now, it's the NFL. You can't take any team for granted, but I think this was a big hurdle for them. And now it's just getting down to business. There was rumors before the game started that they were going to trade for Zadarius Smith from the Cleveland Browns. Nothing has really been confirmed yet, but it looks like that's going to be the case. So news will break about that either tonight or tomorrow. And if that's the case, it's a good move. It's not the best move, but I think it's a move that they can hang their hat on, that, they didn't have to blow the bank for, because, Max Crosby and Myles Garrett would have costed an arm and a leg, and they would have had to mortgage their future to get those guys. So I think Zadarius Smith is enough to, if he's on the team right now, he's immediately their best pass rusher. So the key is him trying to stay healthy, and hopefully he can. So we have enough injuries as it is, but we'll see how it happens. Either way, it's a good win. And I think with this win, I can safely say they're the best team in the league. I can say that without being a blind homer or anything. That to me, there's 3 elite teams right now. After the games this week, there's the Lions, the Chiefs. Although the Chiefs are really, they're undefeated, but they're barely winning on a lot of games. So, but you have to give credit until they start losing, the Chiefs are going to be on there. And the Baltimore Ravens, they looked pretty good today too. But yeah, I think that was overall that was a pretty big win. We got some breaks from the Packers making mistakes, but we didn't make mistakes; they did, and we capitalized them, and that's kind of how it works. Player of the game. Who should I put as player of the game? I'll just go with Kirby Joseph. He came up with the key pick 6, got the touchdown, and that really, flipped the game in their favor. I can't really say one guy stuck out over anyone else. Everyone played pretty well. Goff had a nice game as far as just keeping it under, he had a good percentage. He managed the game well. He didn't pass for over 300 yards. He just kind of kept it simple. But you're not going to get, major passing yardage in that kind of situation, especially if you're in the lead. But yeah, I'll go with Kirby Joseph. Another interception in Lambeau. He's if you don't forget, 3 years ago or 2 years ago, he intercepted Aaron Rodgers 3 times in one season. In fact, Aaron Rodgers' last pass as a Green Bay Packer was an interception by Kirby Joseph. So maybe we're starting a new tradition with Kirby with Jordan Love. Who knows? But that's gonna do it for me here. Once again, the Lions beat the Green Bay Packers 24-14. I'm gonna enjoy these Cheez-Its. Blow, Pats, blow. Blow back, blow. I don't know. I'm kind of yammering. It's kind of late. But, yeah, that's going to do it for me. Next week, Michigan is at Indiana. I'll be doing that game from home and from here, my apartment. And same thing with the Lions are playing Sunday night at Houston. So that'll be a late game, but Until then, go Blue, go Lions, and I'll see you next week.